That is the key details you would extract from the question. Number 1, the tax is due. Number 2, the closing date. And number 3, day of closing to the buyer. Now, solving these, I always do this exact same way. Even if I were to have to solve one of these today, whether that's for an exam or otherwise, and I couldn't use a computer to just Google it, this is how you would do it. You lay out your year. You put your closing date. This is where the seller owns the property. This is where the buyer owns the property. Here's our day of closing. It counts as a day towards the buyer. Remember, we don't care about the buyer. We just care about how much is going to be debited from the seller that's going to be credited to the buyer on the day of closing. So that day of closing is where this transfer occurs. And that's based on the seller days. Now, just like we solved before, we've got January, February, March, April, May, June, July, and August. We're only counting 12 days in August because we're not including the day of closing because day of closing belongs to the buyer. So only 12 days in August, 31 days in January, 28 days in February, 31 days in March, 30 days in April, 31 days in May, 30 days in June, 31 in July. And again, double check this math here to make sure you get exactly this, because it's very likely that you could easily drop one of these decimals when you're doing the calculation in your calculator. So just check and double check that number there, because if you're likely to make a mistake, it's probably that. And once you find out those 224 days, we can now move to the final step of taking those taxes here of $5,453, dividing that by 365 days in a year, because this is an annual number, the $5,453. So we break that into 365 to our daily rate, 5453, divided by 365. And again, do not round. Save your rounding until the very end. So you're just going to leave that in your calculator. That's why we already found out that this is 224. So we can simply do times, that long number times 224. And that will give us $3,346.50. Because now at the end, we can round. Because you can see how that came out there with 0.4986. But if you were to round on the daily rate, when you multiply that 224 times, that half a penny adds up 224 times, because half a penny 224 times is what, like 130, 125, 112 pennies? Yeah, 112 pennies. You don't have to be great at math. That's why you get to use the calculator on the exam here. But point being, it makes a difference if you round before the end. So the general rule of thumb on the exam is save your rounding into the end. And you can see, we'll have to check the time after the fact here, looking at this recording of exactly how long it took to get us from start to finish here. But you can see this is not long to complete this calculation. This is a pretty straightforward calculation. There is a good deal of steps in these questions here, but any of the math questions that have lengthier steps, such as this one, they're much less likely to have distractor or deceptive information in the question. They absolutely still could, so watch out for that. We've got a lot of great tips in the Secrets of the Exam course, and that's all part of the Pass First Try Exam Prep bundle. So if you're looking for more math review, if you're looking for being able to drill the key points, instead of 60 hours, we have an audio review that takes the key points from each of these units and boils it down to just 5 hours. And that allows you to have repetition. That's the best thing you can do for the non-math questions. And with the math questions, our exam cram videos have every one of these important questions for the exam, all the math and videos solving it exactly like we did there, but it's much more like this version that we just went through here, with less of the explanation, because the explanation can be great at first if you're just learning this, if you're trying to understand this fully. That's more what this pre-licensing course is about, is understanding more of those extraneous details that FREC wants us to teach. But when it comes to passing your exam, that's where, again, this workbook and all the pass first try exam prep tools are going to be the most extremely beneficial when it comes to studying for your exam, because it really helps you zero in on what you need to know and just what you need to know. Absolutely, I would recommend that all of the exam prep tools are in that passfirsttry.com if you want more details on that. Or if you do have any questions about this math or passing your exam, or even just starting a real estate career, or maybe getting your broker license, give us a call at this number. It's 813-333-2676, 24/7. Call us, text us, any way it is that we can help you out here at the Tampa School of Real Estate. .us. Plug that right in. You can find us right online and browse all of our courses. We've got lots of great videos like this, lots of articles, lots of information to help you advance your real estate career, or even just learn more about it if you're very early on. So any questions we can help you with, reach out to our advisors 24/7. Call us 813-333-2676. That's about all the time that we've got for today. So thank you all for tuning in, and join us this Friday for State of Real Estate.